I'm going to introduce you to a very cool human, Bala Maduri. Bala Maduri from JP Morgan Chase is going to be talking about, and I know that most of you have certification. His talk tonight is going to be what's next after cloud certification. Let me tell you a little bit about this cool human. He's a focused and results-driven technology and product executive, and he likens himself to have an engaging and compassionate leadership style. And may I say that the Harvard Business Review just wrote an excellent article about compassionate leadership. So important. I love that that's in your bio, Bala. Broad and deep expertise in areas of engineering, architecture, product management, applied research, and production operations. Proven track record in delivering creative solutions to solve complex business problems with a superior and modern infrastructure and platform capabilities. And his happy place is yoga, and I'd love to know why. We welcome you. We're really glad you're here. I leave it. Why is yoga your happy place?
Yeah, so thank you, Nancy. That was a great intro. And so let me start off. Yoga. The world is becoming more and more stranger, and I feel like yoga, at least for me, brings the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health together. And every time I do yoga and come after that, I'm a very different person, more calmer, right, and more thoughtful, and right. So it's I love to go into that place any number of times. So
what a wonderful answer. Thank you. My husband does the same thing. Thank you. I leave it to you in your capable.
Great. Hey everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastic, and I'm super excited to be here tonight and next week. And I'm super impressed with the women called initiative and the immediate changes fascinating mission. And so super excited to be here and so after that on the day I work at frequency in the data space. So the fact that you're all here tells me that you're very interested in the cloud space in general, right? And I want to say that you're in the right place, right? What's happening in the cloud is the pace of innovation in the public clouds and the amount of business disruption that's happening, building applications on top of public clouds, right? And hundreds of billions of dollars, or probably trillions of value being created by the companies that are built on public clouds is absolutely undeniable, right? So public clouds is mainstream, and every company from small to large companies, regulated or low regulated versus like highly regulated companies, they're all embarking on the journey in the tech modernization, right? And how to leverage a lot of these public cloud capabilities. So I would say it's a fantastic place to be in. And bottom line, the skills of the public cloud technologies are in such a high demand. In fact, the demand is so high relative to the supply that it's really like employees market, right? So, and of course, there's a lot to learn in order to contribute and to solving like real business problems and make a profound impact. And there are multiple areas, right, within cloud. For example, I mean, you could be there are engineering roles, there are product management roles, there are architecture roles, there are people leadership roles, program management, or training, right? So, and the number of disciplines that you can get into, even leveraging public clouds, is like so vast, right? And on the technology itself, if you take compute, right, or storage, or network, or databases, or messaging, right, or ML AI platform analytics, right? So the number of technologies within the public clouds is so vast. It's almost like you have to make up your mind where you want to focus on, right? So it's expanding, exploding by the day, right? So we need to even confine where we want it to kind of really go deep, of keeping the breadth for sure, have a broader understanding, right? So uh, and first of all, I mean, it all depends on, from a career perspective, right? Ultimately, what you're passionate about, right? So what drives you? Like in the morning when you get up, like what gets you fired up, right? I think that's important. In fact, I would argue we should spend some time on just having that little bit of clarity, at least directionally, where you want to go, right? Just for me, for my personal story, before JPMC, I was in pretty much spent my entire life at eBay, PayPal. You may have heard because they're pretty popular consumer brands, right? Uh, eBay for commerce and PayPal for payments. And so I've always been a technologist. So I'm always like more on the engineering side. And of course, I led product management and architecture, right? And so uh, I speak like probably like an engineer, but there are so many different options that you can get into. What attracted to me to JPMC is that beyond JPMC just being an awesome company, right? It has like massive agenda right from the top, right? From CEO Jamie Dimon on the agenda to drive application and infrastructure modernization, leveraging public clouds, whether it be Google or Amazon or Microsoft Azure, or even like some on-prem as well, because a lot of big companies have on-prem infrastructure and so on. So this modernization leveraging public clouds is a massive agenda, and I'm super excited because I personally wanted to be more engaged and go deep into that, right? Solve complex business problems, right? And also make a profound impact in the company and the JPMC's mission as well. So few thoughts I would share with respect to how to think about landing the dream job is, one, as I mentioned a little bit, it's worth spending time what really you're passionate about, right? Like kind of like listening to that inner voice, right? And you probably know the answer largely, at least directionally, right? So I think it's important to have that clarity. Number two is it just being a perpetual student, right? And being continuous learning. It just never stops, right? In fact, I would like to think of if you're stopped learning, it's not stagnant, we're actually rolling off, right? So continuous learning and being a perpetual student is so important. So, and the fact that you're learning this and getting certified is super important, right? In fact, I would argue get as many certifications as possible, right? Depending on your interest, right? Because the breadth, I think, is important. And once you get the overall landscape, you can go in specific topics so deep, right? So get certified at certification demonstrates two things, right? One is that you're interested in the subject, right? Number two is it also demonstrates that you have some good understanding of the constructs, right? Of the public cloud constructs and so on. So I think certification and continuous learning is super important. I would also say play hands-on, right? And build applications, whether it's a toy project or whether it's a personal project of yours that you're interested about, or contributing to a nonprofit, right? So get hands-on, build applications, hone your technical skills by applying that, right? I think it's very important, right? And the other part is build your personal brand, right? So for example, if you're an aspiring data scientist, right, hang out on Kaggle. Kaggle is the platform that it's like a paradise for data scientists and data engineers, right? So you can come in and there's lots of competitions, for example, that you can kind of learn and participate and even like provide solutions as well. That creates almost like your brand value, right? And your work is you're putting out in the world, right? So demonstrating like what you're capable of. So highly encourage
hands-on application development, participating in some of these cloud competitions like public cloud platforms and so on. And also build your personal brand, right? I think it's super important. Sometimes what you are in the public platform itself will land you a great job because your work demonstrates that, right? So, and finally, I would say build a great network of professionals. And I think have few mentors that you trust and respect, right? It's very important to have them at least as guides or even like just be your sounding board, right? I think and who knows, like in your network of professionals or your mentors may help you land that awesome dream job, probably in the dream company that you're interested in, right? So in summary, I would say um, think about what you want to do, have a bit of clarity on that, what you're passionate about, uh, play hands-on, build applications, build your personal branding, build your network of professionals and mentors, and certainly participate in the public clouds. I think these are all really will help in landing a great career. And also, I mean, you should also have an opinion on like what kind of companies that also you feel important. Lately, there's also everybody feels so special about certain companies because of their mission and so on, right? So I think that clarity of where you want to play, how you want to play is important, and the mentors and network and training can help you get there. And one last thing is the number of jobs related to the public clouds in the United States, it runs in tens of thousands of jobs, right? So there's so many jobs, and that's just in US. If we go beyond US, there are like hundreds of thousands of jobs, right? So it just possibly there are not enough engineers or product managers or architects and leaders in public cloud that the world needs, right? So you're in a great place, and keep learning. And I wish you all the very best on your cloud journey. And I'll turn the mic back to Nancy.
Thank you. Lovely. I love a 7-minute talk that is both concise and thorough. You got it all in. I love that. And it's hard not to feel so excited about the potential of this, right? Just it is such an employee's market, and with some tactical suggestions for them as well. Build the brand. A perpetual learner. Oh my God, perpetual student. That's my love. I can't emphasize that enough. And not only to surround yourselves with a group of professional mentors, but there's new research coming out that shows just benefits of surrounding yourself with a group of trusted challengers. Mentors, people who will challenge us when we need to. So great, Branding. What a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much for being with us today, Bella. I really appreciate you.